Okay, so this next video is about function notation, which is a very important idea that we're going to use a lot in our 1483 class. And basically, it's just a math shorthand, okay? And a lot of our times our statements might look like this, okay? We read this f of x over here on the left, and then if we give you a value inside of a parenthesis like this, that's our x value, and then the whole answer that we get is going to be the y value that goes with it. So this doesn't mean f times x or anything like that. It's just a shorthand that we can use to get x's and y's for equations like this. So let's start by answering this question. I'm going to give you an f of x equation. It says f of x equals 3x plus 5. And then the first one asks you to find f of 3. So if I'm thinking about this statement, f of 3, what I've done here, f of 3, what I've done here is I've replaced the x with the 3 value. And that's kind of an instruction for what to do for the whole problem. I'm going to replace all of my x's with the number 3. And that includes the right side as well. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to replace my x with the number 3 on that right side. And then I'm just going to work it out from there. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 5 equals 14. Okay, so what we see here is that f of 3 equals 14. And that's really the answer to that question. It is important to note that you can get ordered pairs from statements like this as well. The value inside the parentheses is your x, so that 3 goes in the first place of our ordered pair. And then the 14 is our f of x value or our y value. F of x is just another way to write y. So that 14 is going to go over here on the right. So 314 is an ordered pair that solves this particular function. Okay, next one says to find f of 0. Very similar. Okay, again, on the left side, what we've done here is we replaced the x with a 0. That's going to be kind of an instruction for what to do for the whole problem. I'm going to replace my right side x with a 0 as well. And then I'm going to work it out. Don't make this complicated. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. Okay, so f of 0 equals 5. Again, if we want to get an ordered pair that goes with this particular statement, our x value is 0 from the parenthesis, and then our 5, that number on the other side, is our y value. So 0, 5 is going to be an ordered pair that goes with this particular statement. I can kind of turn these around just a little bit. I'm still looking at the same equation, f of x equals 3x plus 5 that we were working on in the previous problem. But now I'm going to find x if f of x is equal to 14. Okay, so I'm not giving you an x value. Don't plug that 14 over here. That's not what we want to do this time. This is our f of x value that we're giving you here. So this 14 is actually going to go right over here for f of x. So we're going to plug that into the left side. And then we're going to solve for x to get the x that goes with it. So just like we did in the first video, we're going to move the 5 over to the other side. Okay, these are gone. Get 9 over here on the left. Okay, and then we want to get that x by itself, so I'm just going to divide by 3 on both sides. Again, to get rid of a multiplication, I'm going to use the opposite operation. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. And so our x value in f of x equals 14 is going to be 3. We can get an ordered pair from this. You know, our x value is 3. Our f of x value, remember that's another way to give a y, is going to be 14. Okay, so we can ask you these questions a couple of different ways. We just need to plug the numbers into the right spot. Okay, this problem it looks a little different, it's worded a little differently, but it's really kind of the same idea. We just have to keep in mind, what the pieces of our ordered pairs are telling us. So let's look at this one first. We want to try to complete the ordered pair 3 comma blank for this particular function. So the key thing to note here is that this 3 is in the first position in our ordered pair, means it's an x value. So I'm going to plug that in for x in my function. And I'm going to plug it in for all of the x's on both sides. Okay, and then my work happens on the right. We get 6 minus 7. Which is going to give me a -1. And so that is the y value that goes over here. And so that's my complete ordered pair. So this one, because the 3 was what was given and the 3 was in the first position, we want to plug it in for x and then work from there. Okay? Here, This in the second ordered pair, this negative 3 is in the second position. That's a y value. And remember, f of x is another way to write y. So we're going to plug that negative 3 in over on the left side. So we'll plug it in over here. And what we're looking for here is the x that goes with it. Okay, so trying to get the x by itself. So again, we want to get rid of a subtraction. Whoops, sorry, getting ahead of myself there. Add 7 to both sides. Negative 3 plus 7 is 4. Divide by 2. We'll get x equals 2, and that is my x value going to go in that first position and complete the ordered pair that way. Okay, so even though these questions look a little different, they're really asking us the same thing, and we'll see this. We'll see where we can ask you these same types of questions, but with slightly different wording. You don't want to let that throw you off, okay? So hopefully that's helpful, but please let us know if you have any questions at all as you're going through your quizzes. Have a nice day.